What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny. We are back with another This Week in Destiny, giving you guys all the heads up on everything that you can expect for the up and coming week. So if you want to find out more about the epilogue and the finale of Season of the Haunted, all the latest weekly challenges, featured raid and dungeon, all the weekly rituals and the Nightfall exclusive loot, and more importantly what Tess has available for Bright Dust this week, then be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Just over 60% of the viewers on the channel aren't currently subscribed, so be sure to hit that red button and ring that bell to make sure you don't miss an update. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now today's video is brought to us by Raid Shadow Legends. Now Raid is the first game to bring true console level experience directly to your phone. You get to explore millions of champion combinations as you take on raid bosses, campaign battles and the PvP arena matches. With over 600 champions blessed with unique skills, you can build your team, develop your champions and raid your way. Now here are my top 3 favourite champions. We have Norog, who is an incredible damage dealer and capable of hitting multiple targets. Next we have Lysandra, the support warrior, who is a must-have for players that like to constantly be attacking and also prevent their enemies from attacking back. And my absolute favourite is Turnvold, the bladed barbarian, who is straight up one of the best champions in Raid. Now Raid has a non-stop schedule this month, including special events and the Forge Pass Season 3 that includes a limited edition artifact set. And if that is not enough, Raid is bringing out some awesome new champion skins for the incredible Madame Ceres. But wait, here's the big news. Later this month, Raid is giving everyone's champion an upgrade, and finally Death Knight is becoming a legendary champion. It's something we've all been waiting for, and I can't wait to see Ultimate Death Knight. Now this is the best time to start in Raid, and if you click the link in the description or scan the QR code that you see here on screen, you'll get unique bonuses worth up to $30. We're talking a free epic champion, Vergis, 200,000 silver, 1 energy refill, an XP boost and also an Ascendant shard, so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in game. All this treasure will be waiting for you just here. It is really that easy. Just click on the link in the description and I'll see you in game. Another week and another This Week in Destiny, and this week we'll see the epilogue for Season 17. There is one final quest and it's called High Alert Anomaly Detected, and this takes place over in the Helm. It's only a 2-part quest and there are some hidden Canis voice lines in the database as things stand. We're not going to cover them in this video today as I don't want to spoil the story narrative for the finale of Season 17, but it's needless to say things are going to ramp up between now and the 23rd of August when Bungie has its showcase to reveal Nightfall and discuss more details revealing Season 18. A lot is about to kick off, so be sure to stay stuck to the channel and we'll keep you up to date. Now from here we're going to move on to the rest of the weekly formalities, kicking off with the raid challenge for the Vow of the Disciple raid. This week's challenge is called Base Information and takes place over at the Caretaker Encounter. You can only pick up 1 stack of knowledge per glyph per run. Now you will need a fast team of runners and some great communication to get this done, and if you're running this on the Master difficulty, each time you enter some knowledge into the totem, this will spawn overload champions. There can be over 50 overload champions in total, making the Master challenge one of the most difficult challenges in the entire rotation. So whether you're looking to get triumphs done to finish your Disciple Slayer seal, or you're looking to earn that extra chest for some sweet Adept raid loot, then make sure to jump into Val this week to get that challenge done. Now from here we're going to move on to the featured raid and dungeon for the up and coming week, and this week sees us return to the Last Wish raid. Now the Last Wish is definitely one of the best raids in the entire rotation, and as the featured raid, all the raid challenges will also be available. It's a perfect opportunity to round out some of the triumphs for your Riven'sbane seal, and further still, if you farm Riven for ethereal keys, you can hand these all in a single run, essentially guaranteeing yourself a 1000 voices. It's the best time to farm this incredible heavy fusion rifle, so if it's a weapon you're still seeking out, then make sure to jump into the raid this week. Now as for the featured dungeon, we return to the Shattered Throne. This launched alongside the Last Wish back in Forsaken and is still a great source for pinnacle loot. So if you still need some last few power levels before the end of Season 17, then make sure to jump into those featured activities and pick up that sweet pinnacle loot. Now next up we're going to move over to Dares of Eternity and the 30th Anniversary Pack activity. We have 3 armor sets in rotation this week. This includes the Anti-Extinction suit set, the Sovereign suit set and the Simulator suit set, and these are all from Faction Rally back in Destiny 2 Vanilla. So if you missed out on these and need them from your transmog collection, action, then any of these can drop during the course of the activity or upon activity completion. Now, as for the weapons this week, we have a handful of weapons from Season of the Worthy. These include the Enigma's Draw, the Dire Promise, the True Prophecy, the Timeline's Vertex, the Honor's Edge, the Interference, the Distant Tumulus, the Arsenic Bite, the Gian 7, and also the Escape Velocity. Hopefully with the launch of Season 18, we see the weapon and armor loot pool refresh for Dares of Eternity. If there are any weapons and armor that you'd like to see in rotation, be sure to sound off down in the comments below. Now next up, we're going to move on to the weekly rituals, and we have a new mission from the Witch Queen campaign, and this is called the Communion. And here we need to commune with the Europan Pyramid to strengthen our new darkness power, Deep Sight. It's one of the few Witch Queen missions that doesn't actually take place in the throne world, and much like the featured raid and dungeon, is also a great source of pinnacle loot. If it's not something you'll be jumping into this week, then remember to jump into the weekly mission when Season 18 kicks off on the 23rd of August. Now next up, we're going to move on to the Nightfall and Grandmaster Nightfall for this week, and we see Proving Grounds return to rotation. This takes place over on Nessus and will be offering the Silicon Neuroma as a Nightfall exclusive reward. You can pick up this weapon on the Hero, Legend and Master difficulty, and if you run this on Grandmaster, you can also get your hands on the Adept version of this weapon. So whether you're rounding out your Conqueror Seal before the end of the season, or you just need a god roll on the Silicon Neuroma, then make sure to jump into the Nightfalls this week. Now moving over to the Crucible, we see Team Scorch return as a Crucible Rotator. There are some seasonal challenges linked to this game mode specifically, so if you're looking to round those out before the end of the season to get your hands on a huge pile of Bright Dust, then make sure to jump into Team Scorch to round out those seasonal challenges. Now speaking of Bright Dust, this brings us nicely onto one of the most important parts of the week, and that's what Tess has available for Bright Dust in week 13 of Season of the Haunted. Now over in the featured Bright Dust shelf, we have an exotic emote called T-Ball. Now this was available in week 8 for silver, but can be picked up this week for 3,250 Bright Dust. Next up, we have an exotic weapon ornament for the No Time to Explain, and it is called Golden Days. This was available in week 7 for silver, but can be picked up this week for 1,250 Bright Dust. Alongside that, we have a legendary transmat effect called Subjugator Entrance. This is the first time it's been available for Bright Dust and can be picked up for 450 Bright Dust this week. Now moving on to the shader this week, we have a legendary shader called Hazard Pay, and this shader is back from Season of the Lost, so if you missed out on it back then, this is your last opportunity, and it's available this week for 300 Bright Dust. Now over in the main Bright Dust store, we have another exotic emote. This is a multiplayer emote called Hacky Sack Pack. Now this was available in week 6 for 1,200 silver, and is available this week for 4,250 Bright Dust. That's alongside a legendary emote called Thunderous Sword. This was also available for silver in week 6, but could be picked up this week for just 700 Bright Dust. Alongside that, we have an exotic ghost shell called Convertible Shell. Now this is a pretty cool car themed ghost shell, so if you haven't picked it up for silver just yet, you can pick it up this week for 2,850 Bright Dust. That goes with this exotic sparrow called the Open Sky Tourer and forms part of the cosmetic set, and this can be picked up this week for 2,500 Bright Dust. Next, we have an awesome exotic ship called Wings of the Firebird. This is a ship I use a lot myself and get asked a lot about, so if you haven't picked it up for silver, you can pick it up this week for just 2,000 Bright Dust. And the penultimate item on offer is a legendary ghost projection called the Colossus Helmet, so if you missed out on this back in Season 9, this is another opportunity to pick it up, and this will set you back 1,500 Bright Dust this week. And the final items on offer are Universal Armor Ornaments for the Eververse armor set for Season of the Haunted. It's the chest piece that is available this week, and this includes the Sun's Apex Vest for the Hunter, the Dawn Singer Robes for the Warlock, and also the Radiant Breaker Plate for the Titan. Each armor piece will set you back 1,200 Bright Dust, but if you've been collecting all the armor pieces throughout the season, this is the final piece of the puzzle for this awesome armor set. So there we have it guys, a good look at everything in this week in Destiny. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm jumping into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.